And it looks like we've got Rambler using the Will sprite from Illusion of Gaia, and Bubu using I'm not sure which sprite that is. No sword. Okay.
Well, and right out the gate, we've got ourselves a little bit of a fetch quest. All right, so just a reminder to those just tuning in, if this is your first randomizer or tournament randomizer race that you're watching, the seeds that both racers are playing on are normal randomized swords standard mode, which means that they will have to go through the escape sequence, and they will get a random item from the uncle at the entrance to the sewer, and in this one it's going to be the Cane of Burna.
Just to add to that, so it's not a random item, but it's going to be a random weapon from the small selection that we have. So
yes,
from hammer, bow, sword, Cane of Burna, Cane of Samaria, fire rod, and I think the hammer is all that can be there.
Also 10 bombs. That is the other one. Yes.
The forbidden seed that we don't like to talk about.
Yes, that is definitely the one that I'm betting that most of the runners who were preparing for this tournament have practiced. That, and probably the two cane seeds as well.
I find Cane of Samaria is nicer than Cane of Burna just because it's a lot less in terms of magic consumption. But it's nice to note that the Cane of Burna will always kick your enemy straight up. So utilizing that to your advantage, pinning them against a wall beforehand, really makes things easy.
Yeah, both canes have a little bit of a learning curve, but they're both rather powerful, and they can be used to great effect and rather easily without too much risk. Although you really do need to know how the Cane of Burna is going to hit your enemies, and also how fast it's going to drain your magic early on in the seed here.
Indeed, and double key, always a nice early find, which means there's going to be good items hiding in the back of escape. Also, we saw the map, which means all chests, including the one in the sanctuary, will be checked by our racers tonight.
Now we just have to hope for a bomb drop.
Indeed. So I'd expect some use of pots throughout the next couple of rooms in escape, and the sewers will be used just to find a bomb, hopefully. Especially in the first room in the sewers, where there are a couple of pots that do drop magic. And just a bomb capacity upgrade from Zelda's chest. So it's important to note that although 5 and 2 is guaranteed to move on to the brackets, with people not able to participate in the like, there will be some from the 4 and 3 that will get picked. So for one of these runners, they will possibly still be in it.
That's true. So this will definitely be certain elimination for one of the runners in this race.
And even if that is the case, we hope that these runners do race this week and next week, because it is a fantastic event. It's a giant event. 512 racers started off this tournament, which is an unprecedented community-run tournament.
Yeah, it is quite amazing during the run-up to this, just to see how many people were interested and how quickly signups filled up for this tournament. It's just really amazing to see.
Indeed, the community has grown substantially, and with some of the interesting things on the horizon, I'm really excited to see where this community goes next, with Andy's Super Metroid Link to the Past mashup.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that on YouTube a few days ago. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing, but definitely a very interesting way to run both of those games. We'll have to check them out a little bit more a little later.
And our second cane. So this is a cane sewer escape.
And there's an 8 bomb drop for Rambler. That is going to be super helpful. He's not going to have to make a second dip here into escape.
And a really good use of magic to get those ropes down while Bubu decided against farming them. Looks like Rambler is trying to find the couple of magic potions there. And no bombs on Bubu's side.
So he will have to come back a little bit later. I wanted to go back to one thing you had mentioned, that that next week the race is actually this round is actually a little bit longer due to RPG limit break taking place this week. We've extended the deadline for matches to be completed this week for those who are going to be attending that particular marathon. And NYRambler picking up the hook shot there in the escape.
So now the question is, how long does it take for Bubu to come back to actually check escape? Hopefully right away when he gets the gloves, but there is a chance it gets put off. And having that hook shot and sword early is quite nice for Rambler.
All right, picking up the fighter sword early on here in Sanctuary, and yeah, we'll see when those gloves come in. I've been seeing the gloves the first gloves show up rather quickly in a lot of these seeds lately, so I don't think we'll have to wait too long for Bubu to make be able to make it back into escape. But the question is, like you said, how quickly will he get in there?
And we get our first tree pull, which has 10 arrows per pack. Not spectacular. It will be interesting to see if we get a check on the tier 1 of this tree pull. And a lumberjack cave check from Rambler, and it looks like the blue boomerang. So, kind of deterring us from an Aga seed at this point, but we'll see what happens after we get through Kakariko. I find usually Kakariko is a big defining piece of whether we have an Aghanim seed or not, purely because it is our largest density of treasures to start.
Yeah, this is an interesting play. What Bubu is doing here. He's checking a lot of the places that don't require the bombs without going and getting the bombs first. Meaning he is going to have to go get bombs and then come back and check the bottom of the well, Blind's hut. He does pick up the lamp there in the back of the tavern. But he is going to have to make some multiple trips here. He's going to have to revisit both of those places, plus the Cuckoo Shack.
Exactly. Interesting to note that we are now 1 upgrade away from Aghanim, either being the cape or a level 2 sword. And there's the mirror in the Cuckoo Hut. Hopefully we'll speed up some of the routing through Village of Outcasts as we make our way into the Dark World at some point.
And Rambler just picking up 10 arrows in the back of Blind's hut, so I can't see Bubu skipping it now that he has bombs, but yeah, not a lot great right there.
And it looks like 300 rupees in the back of the well, which means A potential Zora's check if we can find a Moon Pearl early. Ooh.
Another 300. Wow.
So that's 3 out of the 5 300s found in the first 10 minutes. This is interesting.
Yeah, I think wouldn't be surprised if these guys make as soon as they get the either the flippers or the glove, making their way up to Zora.
I can also see if they were to get the Moon Pearl so they could fake flipper their way up there.
Yes.
It's interesting to note that just because a seed gives you money like this one has, does not mean it is pushing you towards Zora. It assumes that if there is an item on Zora, you are going to farm for the money regardless. Looks like Bubu is making his way down to the library to see what is hiding on top of the bookshelves and off his way to the race.
So with an opening like this, would you go and check and see what the prize is at the race, or would you go through and just do it regardless?
I find it's such a small time variance whether you check or go in. Unless I'm low on ammo, I always go in and then run the race.
Just finding 3 bombs there, so both of them are going to save and quit, and I imagine they're both going to go down to Southern Hyrule here and check the dam.
Yep, see what's hiding underwater, and then make our way to Mini Moldorm, and most likely off to Ice Rod Cave. At that point, we are down to about 7 chests available to check, so it'll be interesting.
Both players are pretty much in sync right now.
Mm-hmm. Almost completely. That is beautiful. And there's the Moon Pearl. I think we're going to see a fake flippers from both of these racers as they make their way along South Shore here. Have we seen Rambler check the stun prize yet? I don't think we have.
I don't believe we have, no.
Hookshot was in the back of Escape. Bubu did not have enough bombs to do it at the time. And our bottle in Mini Moldorm with a fairy in it. And not much else of note other than a heart, a little heart, and some money.
Yeah, pretty slim pickings there in the Mini Moldorm cave.
Despite the Moon Pearl, I feel this is still a bit of a strong AGA implications on this seed at this point. Looks like Bubu is doing fake flippers before checking Ice Rod Cave. Both racers in green mail, which means these crabs will kill Rambler in one hit right now. So needing to play a bit safe.
Bubu's going to go check the hobo.
Bubu dodging those arrows because a death is absolutely not wanted while fake flippering or getting hit at all.
And just a piece of heart there at the guy under the bridge.
If I had one more heart as Rambler, I like using bombs to set that side up for the fake flippers. It's a bit faster and pretty accurate. just to be on Hylia Island. And again, we're pretty much in sync with the racers.
Oh, Bubu having a little trouble getting into the portal, and Rambler having a little trouble getting out of the portal.
Both wonderful things to deal with swimming up here. Ooh, and Rambler almost taking that hit there.
Bubu just getting 100 rupees and an arrow upgrade in the waterfall.
And Bubu playing it safe and hopping to land to avoid potentially soft locking from getting hit. While Rambler's playing it a little bit more fast and loose.
Just a 50 on there on the Zora ledge. So that'll be nice that they don't have to go around. They will save and quit at this point then.
And our first map check puts a green pendant in Hera and the blue pendant in Desert with just a normal crystal in Eastern. And just a lot of love from Zora. So we've got 3 chests at Sahasrahla, we've got 3 in Eastern, potentially, and we've got Agina's Cave at this point. I think both racers heading this way is the most logical direction.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the glove in the back of Sahasrahla's cave.
Even with the glove gives us access to Death Mountain and Eastern Death Mountain for Rambler. And opens up a few more chests, but we still do not have Dark World access yet. And there's the cape. I'm feeling my Aga call is just that much stronger now.
I think you may be right.
I think we're going to see a dive into Eastern for sure, just to check how many items we can get out of it and what's there.
And chat reminds me, they actually also can check the shovel point in the forest glade.
Oh, that is right. We did find that shovel quite early. Although I do feel our racers are probably going to make the trek out to Agina's Cave and the shovel location just to verify it is not Aga, because that's 5 or 6 minutes you will save by going to those couple of locations.
Yeah, anything you can do to avoid going through Aghanim's tower is just the way to go.
And Rambler going to have a quicker check on the vanilla compass chest with the hook shot. Just a quarter of a heart. And our racers are almost in sync again.
Rambler will be able to pull a little bit ahead, just getting through the room after all the skeletons.
Yep. And the quick setup to clear this room, and Rambler misses it, but Bubu gets it. And the big key, which means no having to do a couple of loops here.
Just 10 arrows in the big key chest. And Bubu is going to... Bubu was thinking about exiting out, but I think they're going to go ahead and press on just to see if it's if it's in the big key chest.
Or, yeah, the vanilla big key chest. And Rambler making quick work of that room. The wonderful slow walk without the Pegasus boots. And the last item on Armos Knights, it looks like. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see both racers just go straight for Aga at this point.
Yeah, it looks like that's where they're headed. Actually, no, I think Bubu just realized about the shovel. Yeah.
So our racers are just trying to, you know, hold hands this entire race. And thank you for the bits, is Cax Smite? And the Ice Rod. There's one of the chase items if I've ever seen one.
And given that two of the pendants are in the light world, Turtle Rock is almost assuredly going to be a crystal dungeon. So that is definitely necessary at this point.
Indeed, and it looks like Rambler is going to go check Sick Kid while Bubu is going to go check Agina's. Again, these runners trying their best to avoid going through Aga's tower.
Just a piece of heart there at the Sick Kid. So at this point, it's up to Agina.
I'm wondering if Rambler is going to make that check or if he's going to go straight up. He's going for the check. Hookshot was in the back of Escape. Where is Rambler headed? And Fire Rod in Agina's cave.
Interesting.
What's really interesting about that is once we get the mirror and or Flute and Titan Mitts or the book, we're pretty much looking at opportunities to be able, if Turtle Rock is a pendant, possibly Ped Seed. And an earlier Ped Seed as it was. Oh, Rambler's going to check Hobo.
That is an interesting play at this point, as the logic for normal standard randomized swords does not include fake flippers as part of the logic. So this is a little bit of a sequence break for him. He's not going to get anything really worthwhile, but yeah, he is going to go ahead and check that.
There could be some really powerful information in there if he was to find a key item that he would know flippers have to be in play and early accessible depending on what item it was.
Right, now Bubu's going to go check Ice Rod Cave and be a little disappointed, while Rambler's going to make his way to Agina, and I think at this point Bubu is realizing it is an Aghanim seed.
Yep, and here we make our way up the tower. And I think Bubu's making the smart choice going, I'm going to be back in Kakariko so many times, it's not that big of a deal checking here. Or they do not remember they have a bottle and have Sick Kid to check.
Chat makes a good point. Both of them are out of magic at this point, so they're going to have to farm a little bit if they want to even get through. But it does look like Bubu has noticed that and will be getting at least enough to get through the
gate.
The gate.
Let's see when Rambler figures that one out. Because I don't think he has thought about it yet. Seeing him dodge the guards like that, and the bushes. And the use of the shovel comes out. We're gonna dig for magic. Ladies and gents, you do not see this every day.
It looks like Rambler's going to actually head to the back of Escape to get his magic.
That is a really smart move because he knows there is guaranteed magic in those pots. While Bubu finds a full magic refill, finally digging in the front garden.
So Bubu is going to be slightly ahead here, even though he does not have the hook shot. He is going to get through Aghanim first at the rate that's going. Although it looks like Rambler did pick up what he needed in order to just get through the barrier.
And another 50 bits, thank you. It's important from Rambler's perspective to make sure he gets through there fast, so he doesn't actually get caught in the barrier and kicked out, having not a full magic bar.
Yes, Rambler has actually been pretty lucky with the drops. He got that 8-bomb drop during the escape sequence, and you know, didn't actually have to waste too much time getting the magic in the back of Escape there. He's having a little bit of trouble with the chain guard here.
I'm surprised he's not stunning him with the hook shot.
Lumberjack Cave was the Bloomerang.
And it looks like our stun prize is 5 arrows tonight. Going through here with just the fighter sword is always a pleasant treat.
Especially with those blue guards taking 3 hits each off of the fighter sword.
You know, I'm with Bubu at full magic. I'm surprised he hasn't pulled out his fire rod yet.
Yeah, that is actually very interesting that he's not doing that. He may be saving. I wonder if he might be saving it for
the red guards,
possibly, or for you know, burner usage a little bit later.
And Rambler playing it very, very dangerous.
Ooh, he's getting close there. He's got to be really careful.
He missed that pot at the bottom, which has a heart, which could have been useful.
Oh
no!
Rambler taking a death. Ouch.
And Bubu pulling out the fire rod.
Thankfully, he has a fairy, so that is fortunate.
Smart use of the fire rod from Bubu there, just to kill these red guards. And unfortunately, having the stun prize being 5 arrows, stunning an enemy to kill him means we're not going to find any magic whatsoever to utilize here.
All right, Rambler's going to have to be careful yet again, as he took a good bit of damage there in that room with the red guards.
They are quite painful, and with green mail, which is vanilla, but it does not help. How many blue balls do we think we're going to see from Aga at this point?
I'm going to guess 3.
I'm a bit of a pessimist, and I'm going to say 5.
There's 1. There's 2.
So, for those who are new or are not aware of this, a Ganon will be identical between the racers. 3 blue balls. So, same locations he'll teleport to, same blue and yellow balls every single time for the first and second and third fights if they have to.
Oh, I didn't realize it was second and third. I thought, yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on that. I know the first one is identical.
It was 3. And Bubu finishes off. Aghanim 1. And we will see momentarily what the pyramid prize is. Just a big 20.
You know what? The game is using the fact that Hookshot is in Escape to get to Western Dark World, and Bubu does not have it. I think this is gonna be a bit of a troublesome point.
He's going to have to go back in the long way for the back half of Escape.
Well, Bubu is going to at least see how far he can get into Pod. No map check yet. Ooh, and Bubu taking a hit from that roper.
Oh, yeah.
And using his fairy. And we've got our third crystal or pendant in Swamp.
And the red crystals are Pod and Thieves Town.
Though, as long as we find the bow, those are pretty early accessible, so Pyramid Fairy might be in play tonight. And the Hookshot dealing with those murder dactyls quite effectively. You know, in any sort of game, birds are jerk birds.
Whether they're the crows in the light world, the murder dactyls in the dark world, or the penguins in Ice Palace.
Exactly. So we are not bow locked in Pod. So Bubu is making his way to check a couple of more chests and see how far we can go.
And if he picks up some small keys, he could even check the dark maze. So this could be interesting.
And that small key kind of gives a nice loop here for Bubu to bomb the floor, get the 2 chests here, and make his way through the backside. But he's going to get bow locked at that side, so we'll see a mirror after that. So I'd expect to see a mirror. Yep. Oh, not even checking that chest.
It's possible he may have accidentally hit the mirror there. I think he's going to go back and check.
Yep.
He's going to check it anyway. I saw those
flashes, so I think it was a bit of a misclick. And there's the big key. So with that 1 key, Bubu does have access at least to the back to do the loop and the room right before the fake hellway. And yes, Rambler did grab the fire rod. I think we may have missed that on the tracker side. Our faithful tracker will get that updated right away. Thank you. By the way, a big shout out to everyone who helps make this tournament happen, from the commentators, the restreamers, the trackers, everyone, and the racers. We would not have this great entertainment without it, so thank you big time to all of them.
Yes, I will second that. Thank you very much.
A lot of love in the fake hellway. Oh, that is not a criticism on trackers at all. They do a great job. Ooh, and Master Sword in the horseshoe.
And another small key, so they're going to be able to check the check the dark maze room.
And we found 2 items so far in here. So we should see probably 2 here. Hopefully 3 would be nice, but with 5 items being available in pod.
Bubu playing it a little safe there in the maze, finding the compass in the first chest. Those flames with only green mail hit pretty hard, so he's got to be careful. And he finds the flippers. Very interesting.
Everything in Zora and the cave are now in logic. Not terribly much else at this point, but the hookshot with the mirror and flippers does open swamp. This is starting to sound a bit head-worthy at this point to me. Mainly because what are we gonna see now? I think Rambler's gonna make his way the long way around to Village of Outcasts.
I'm not sure. I'm wondering if I'm honestly not sure where Bubu's going at this point. Possibly.
He's got flippers.
Yeah, he can go around. Yeah.
But he can't go around. It's a one-directional, if I'm not mistaken. Because this set of stairs comes up here, and there's nothing that gets you out of Lake Hylia to the west. He's just gonna mirror, I think. Or was just checking to see if he could.
Meanwhile, Rambler is going to go check the graveyard ledge.
As he makes a long walk to the Village of Outcasts. I'd be surprised if Rambler doesn't check Bumper Cave at this point. On his way to Outcasts. With only green mail right now, that's not a bad move on Rambler's part, grabbing that heart.
And Bubu is going to find that he is stuck at this point. At least as far as Dark World goes.
I think he's got one place in the light world to check outside of escape, and I think he might be going, do I need to go and do escape? The long way.
And he's remembering he's got a mirror back to he's got a mirror back to the dark to the light world before he can save and quit.
And those murder dactyls just lurking there. Nothing in Bumper Cave.
And Rambler taking a death there. Yeah, those murder dactyls are absolutely tenacious. Because unlike the crows in the light world, they do not give up after a couple of passes.
And Bubu going to just check Sick Kid. Hopefully we see Bubu make the move to go to escape next. Things you'd never think you'd be saying. At 40 minutes in, let's go and check escape again.
Bubu can go to escape without gloves, but he has to go in the front way, like you do when you have Zelda with you.
And Rambler playing it smart and grabbing himself a potion, as green mail in the Dark World does hurt. I think Bubu is taking a moment to ponder what his next step will be. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why Randomizer is an incredible time, because there is about 50% gameplay and 50% luck that really plays into this.
And it looks like Bubu has finally remembered that escape is where he needs to go. So we will see him finally get his hook shot.
And Rambler deciding to go hit the party room, unfortunately, first. Because who doesn't want to party with spikes, bumpers, and gibdos? Ooh, and another blue potion for Rambler. He is now relatively well protected. And Bubu, not remembering that needs the mirror past the gate to get into escape now. The big key from Rambler, so we'll probably see a bomb jump to get to that big chest right away. The party room was fun so much the first time, he's going back a second time.
And Rambler taking the
vanilla route.
The vanilla route into the big key chest. And Rambler's going to have a little bit of a tough time here, trying to finish up Skull Woods with just the green mail and the Master Sword. Though he does, and the Fire Rod should make that a little better, but it is scary to do that Mothula fight with very little protection.
I don't think he's going to go finish it. I think he's looking for items. Oh, he is going to go finish it. But he does have 2 blue potions. Do not forget this.
And it does look like Bubu is... Oh no, he's locked. Oh, he's locked by the big rock there. He's going to have to go and go back in the long way. Hopefully he remembers to use the mirror in the proper location.
Yeah, I think he's going to remember this now. And Rambler taking a purposeful death, I think, to just heal up. Especially with the entrance being right there. And there we go. Go, Bubu. Yes! This is what we need to see. This is awesome. Rambler, knowing he's going to need all the magic he can get for this, doing this with the lantern.
That's a good strategy right there.
Probably will grab the magic pot from... Oh, nice dodge. And all those Gibdos hurt.
Oh, so do the mini Moldorms. Wow.
Everything hurts.
Well, thankfully he did pick up that potion from the shop, so that should help him a little bit at the beginning of the Mothula fight, but he's going to need to use that pretty quickly.
Well, he also did find the blue potion in one of the 2 items in Skullwoods here. So he has a second one on him. Getting some nice hits here. Beautifully done, Rambler. Well done.
Yes, well done fight there. That one, oh, and picks up the boots. Wow.
There's our 2 items from Skullwoods, and Bubu finding out he is going to be a little upset.
Throwing a few pots there in frustration.
Well, Bubu is on the right track and hopefully makes the same calls. But Rambler having the boots means he's going to make this a fast seed, as fast as it can be at this point. I think we've seen the blue male sitting somewhere, have we not? Or am I thinking of another seed? These all blend together at some point.
Yeah, after 6 weeks, this kind of, it does kind of run together.
256 games a week, people. And our Village of Outcast checks starting now with the Sea House. Just a pile of blueberries.
The blue mail was in the library. Yes, thank you, chat, and our tracker for catching that.
Awesome, you guys. Thank you. And arrow capacity upgrade from Rambler. I wonder where Bubu's going. I think he's double checking things in case he missed something. I think he totally forgot he checked all of this and thought he didn't talk to the generous guy.
To answer a question in chat, there are 256 matches maximum scheduled a week. Not all of them are restreamed. I think we only managed to get maybe half of them at most.
Yeah, we're hitting about 100 plus a week between the speed gaming channels, all 6 of them, and the Link to the Past Randomizer 1 through 4 channels. That doesn't mean all the racers aren't streaming themselves, so you can always catch them and set up a multi-Twitch to watch competitors. The tournament does have matchups listed on Challenge as well, so you can see who's playing where. And Rambler going to go check Grove Ledge, aka Cave 45. And I think Bubu is frustrated right now and trying to figure out where he needs to go. And this is a really, really hard place to be as a racer. I've been there. I think you've been there. Everyone who has played this at some point has been where Bubu is right now.
I had something like this happen in my race last week, my rematch race actually, and it turns out I had forgotten the big chest in Desert Palace, which basically held my next progression item, and that cost me probably a good 20 minutes. So I definitely know what Bubu's feeling right now.
And it hurts. It really does. And I've done the same thing. I've forgotten about the big key chest in Ice Palace. I've also forgotten about, I think, 1 or 2 chests in Turtle Rock. And Bubu has figured out where he needs to go. Awesome. he's going to make his way to Village of Outcasts at this point.
Yeah, since he does have the he has the flippers and the hook. Oh, sorry, he has the hook shot now. He is able to get over to the western side of Hyrule. So yeah, that seems to be he seems to be back on track.
And Hype Cave being the least hype we can get. Money, 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 and a quarter of a heart piece. I give that a 1 out of 10. And this is the longest possible route where you have to jump in the river, swim up, come back a screen, and hookshot across.
And oddly enough, both of our racers are kind of synced up again.
This is a very not fast seed so far, even with the boots and the mirror. And it looks like Rambler is going to go check the King's Tomb the long way around.
Yeah, this seed has been a little difficult in terms of giving them progression. So it's kind of one of those ones where when you get to those locations that are hard to route in, you do them when you can. And this just happens to be one of those times.
It's almost a little long in the tooth. Thank you, thank you. I'll be here all week. So Rambler going to now check Bonk Rocks. A nice routing here for Bonk Rocks, honestly. Oh, that was close. Almost hit his own portal back.
Finding the book. Okay.
That is progression, because now Desert is fully accessible, which is a pendant. I really do feel this is shaping up to be a pedestal seed, and a not fun one at that.
Yeah, this is the kind of trolley seed that Twitch chat seems to live for anymore.
So all of you guys watching tonight, go tell your friends. This is the seed to come and catch, I think. At least there's strong hype at this point. And Rambler making a really smart choice to go grab the mail.
I don't believe it is possible for them to check... Actually, no, it is possible for them to check bombos. They just have to really go the long way around to get to it.
Which, now that Rambler has the book, might do that, and then I think he's going to go do that, and then hop into the desert and go deal with Desert.
Meanwhile, Bubu is going to check the Village of Outcasts locations.
And find absolutely nothing of interest. What is interesting is Rambler didn't check Thieves Town.
Is it possible to get into Thieves Town without the gloves?
I am not sure, actually. This is not something that has ever come up for me to think about.
I'm being told that yes, it is possible to check Thieves Town without it.
So we might see Bubu check Thieves Town at this point. Yep. Which does have 4 items that may or may not be having one of them locked behind the hammer. And the bow on the ledge, so Rambler getting another key item for going into Desert here. Yeah, and Thieves Town you cannot complete without the gloves, because you do need to lift the brick to go get blind.
And I can see Rambler making quick work of Desert Palace here, just in case, based on when the where the items are.
The Mothula call over Thieves Town, I think, has been an absolutely big play for Rambler. I'm curious why he made that call and hasn't checked Thieves Town yet. Did we see anything interesting out of the chest so far in Thieves Town? I don't think so.
No, I saw 10 arrows. That was about it.
And the big key.
And according to chat and our trusty tracker, you actually can complete Thieves Town gloveless. You can defeat all 3 enemies in that brick room, and the side door opens, and then you have to go into the room with the conveyor belts.
Very nice to know. Today we're learning things. We are part of the 10,000.
And the gloves.
Oh my. Desert Palace hype tonight. Rambler, now the question is, I don't think he's going to finish Desert. I don't see any reason why he would, unless he really feels it's a pedestal seat at this point. And that's a real risk with how slow things are going. And I am wrong.
He may be going ahead to take the chance that it is a pedestal seed. I mean, since he's here, it doesn't take too much longer to...
well, we've only found... We have one more item, and it's on Len Mullis, I think, is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just quickly going through, and we found small key in the big long room. We found big key on the torch, and we found the map and compass in the side rooms.
Okay, yeah, so there is one more item to be had here, and given how stingy this seed has been in progression...
Did he find a heart? There was a heart on the Bombos tablet.
Yeah, the heart was on the Bombos tablet.
You know, and chat pointing out that all 3 pendants are now fully completable. Well, no, Swamp is not. We need Hammer. And Fire Rod strats, doing Tempered Sword damage, and beautiful execution from Rambler. Blink and you missed it.
That was a textbook fight. That was textbook. Unfortunately, just the bombs. So, yeah, we'll see. Pedestal hopes are still alive.
Well, we haven't seen a single medallion yet. So I find that really interesting to point out that with Turtle and Misery both being on the docket, we'll need to find at least one, and those can easily be on the pedestal.
All right, and with the gloves, Rambler's going to make his way up Death Mountain at about almost an hour in.
What a seed. I like chat calling for flute on pedestal at this point, or, you know, mushroom to flute. Both valid items to be on pedestal. And Bubu's starting the fight nice and patterny. Going
using Samaria strats, yeah.
They're quite fun. And a little dangerous, so let's go to the other Kane strats.
Good fight there by Bubu. Let's see if it pays off in terms of items. Oh, just the map.
Which means we have to come back with that hammer.
But he does get a crystal.
Yep. So. Old man giving us absolutely $20 for our trouble, which is great. Thanks, old man. And what's on Spectacle Rock? Rupees and what's in it? Come on, pay off. No.
Oh. And it looks like Bubu is going to go up and check, go to Skull Woods, and hopefully be handsomely rewarded with the boots. He may also make a pedestal check while he's up here.
He does not have the book. The book was found
Oh,
in
that's
King's
right.
Tomb.
That's right.
So, but we will get an ether tablet check. Well, the one thing you can say about the seed is it's very linear.
Oh, and just a 20 on ether. Oh, that's disappointing. Yeah, book was in actually in Bonk Rock.
Oh, Bonk Rocks. Either way, it is still boots locked, which means Mothula has that key.
All right, looks like we are going to see the basement, the rest of the basement here.
Or not. Let's avoid it if we can.
Nice spin kill on the
Beatles.
the Beatles. Can never remember what those are called.
So we've got 2 items up in Hera Tower to look for, and we have not seen a single one yet. So we'll hopefully see Rambler check these 2 chests and hope that they're between these 2 and Trolldorm. There is our Arrow of Destiny tonight. Nice execution by Rambler, and hopefully the last item is on Moldorm.
Bubu picking up just a piece of heart there in the shovel game.
So at this point, Bubu needs to make the move to go kill Mothula, to get the boots, to get the book, to go into desert, to get the bow. So we are on a fairly large fetch quest tonight, everyone.
Ooh, that was interesting. Oh,
whoa!
Wow, I have never seen that on Moldorm before.
That was excellently done, Moldorm.
That was probably the trollingest Trolldorm I have ever seen. Bouncing you back up onto the upper platform twice.
And he was coming down to do it again. At least no shame holes, which, you know, Trolldorm can be really bad for. For those who are still new to this or don't know, that hole in the middle sends you down 2 floors.
Which can be really frustrating. And it's a map, which means we will get a basement check.
But we can also check Sahasrahla at this point, which is kind of nice. And time for a quick coffee break. Let's talk about the adventure we've had so far. Little Earthbound reference for all of you folks out there.
Fuzzy pickles.
Rambler not liking his setup on the, his coffee break. Oh, and falling off back. So he gets to play goalkeeper now. A little bit of Hylian soccer here.
I'm sure he's saying to the Cane of Samaria, thanks a latte. Thank you, folks. I'll be here all night. Try the veal.
Link to the Past Randomizer. Bad puns all night.
And it looks like Bubu is going to venture into Swamp Palace.
And check a single chest. Ooh, and ether. And now Rambler is going to go down and check Paradox Cave. You know, I almost would make the Spike Cave check while I was up there. With how stingy the seed has been, that kind of information might be terribly helpful.
Yeah, I'd agree on that one.
And it's such an out-of-the-way chest, being up there at the same time is kind of handy.
Ether tablet was just a big 20.
Ooh, silver arrows from Bubu.
Oh yeah, and neither of them have the hammer, so they couldn't do Spike Cave.
Oh, that is right. Good point. Thank you, chat. You know, at an hour in, you'd expect to have the hammer at some point, so...
I mean, if they had the hammer, they could hammer in the Spike Cave. They could hammer in the Spike Cave all over this land.
Ooh, mushroom. There's part of our fetch quests, guys. And Titan Mitts! Yes! Paying off. Yeah, this has been a very linear seed. It is telling you to go from point A to point B to point C, and so on and so forth. Not in a very fast manner, but pretty obvious. Rambler trying the bomb jump and falling off again.
It will be really interesting to see. You know, Bubu chat makes a good point here. With Swamp Palace being the third pendant, Rambler may not go in there anytime soon. So Bubu may have a little bit easier time on some of the bosses, provided he can get around to the Desert Palace and get the bow. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I think Bubu is making the play to Skull Woods at this point, which is great. I think Rambler is actually making the play for Pedestal. The fact that he's grabbed 2 medallions or pendants already kind of is telling me he thinks it's already a Pedestal seed. And Bubu making the right call. This is awesome to see. And powder! My personal favorite item of the game.
Yeah, the powder can really help you out in a jam, especially when you've got one that's been so brutal in terms of taking damage. Being able to powder the anti-fairies can be a real lifesaver.
Yep, especially since we do have Turtle Rock on the docket, and it looked like that was either. Can anyone confirm that was ether to get into Turtle Rock? It was a very fast check. It was a very fast check from Rambler on Turtle Rock.
Chat is saying Quake.
Okay. I was mistaken. There's number 4, 300. And the flute! Bubu had half a heart in playing this, you know, very risky. I think we're going to see Rambler save and quit after Spiral Cave. Oh! And Bubu taking the death in Skull Woods, which means he's going to go to the unfortunate... Oh, he just popped out the main entrance there. I did not see that exit. I think we're going to see Rambler head to Mire, check the couple of chests that are available there, like Checkerboard and Mire Shed.
And Rambler just taking a little quick, quick shortcut to the entrance there. It has been. I've actually only seen that done once before. I'm gonna have to remember that in the future. Using the mirror in the sanctuary just takes you back to the entrance there.
You know, and I think chat pointed out something. Rambler didn't check what's on the floating island.
Yes, he did. It was a big 20.
Oh, was it? Okay. I did not see that. I was probably watching Boo die. Mushroom was in Paradox Cave. We might see a quick mushroom turn in. Nope. Mire. More chests. And also medallion information.
Well, I missed that one completely. I didn't even see what that was.
I think that was Bombos. I might be wrong again. Seems to be the theme of the night. Ooh, half magic.
That'll be a huge help.
Yeah, this seed, every safety is really important.
And chat is confirming that it was Bombos.
So we have 2 medallions that we do not have that are required tonight. Increasing those pedestal hype moments.
Hammer is in checkerboard.
Oh!
That opens up a lot.
Yes. And Rambler's gonna go do Pod and Eastern, I think, now, back to back. Might be a green pendant turn in as he walks to Pod.
Meanwhile, Boo going through the torch room in Skullwoods. He's got to be quick and careful here.
Indeed. And again, also be careful of these Gibdos and the damage they do. And Sahasrahla giving us just 20 bucks for bringing his lost pendant back.
All right, Boo-Boo's going to have to be careful because unlike Rambler, he did not stop at the hut and pick up some potions.
Yep, he's playing it safe, it looks like. Oh, and, you know, Mothula and the inability to take damage when bounced into a spike makes this such an annoying fight. And the fact that spikes are traps and they do a heart of damage every single time they hit.
And also keeping in mind that Boo does not have blue mail yet because it is boots locked. But he did have a blue potion, which should give him what he needs to finish off this fight.
Nicely done. And Rambler being able to zip through all of this without stop. You know, and at this point, I do feel comfortable in saying, for the most part, this is Rambler's race to lose. He has a very substantial lead at this point. So, not that I'm calling it, and, you know, things can change in Randomizer. All it takes is Boo finding one of the medallions that Rambler does not easily find, and suddenly it's a reversal.
Right, but in order to do that, he's going to have to go through a lot of the stuff that Rambler has already been through, mainly on Eastern Death Mountain, in order just to find, like, the flute and the hammer.
And the book.
And the book. He's not going to be able to do any of that until he gets those items.
Because he needs to he needs the book to get his gloves to get up to Death Mountain. So, you know what? He's going to find his book really fast, and I think he might head straight to Desert.
That would be a good play for him at this point.
Which is a huge time save on his end. But I think he's going to check King's Tomb first, just while he's here.
Yeah, Rambler hasn't checked the Spike Cave yet because he only just got the hammer.
going the long way, forgetting that Boo has the boots to dash along the back there. And Rambler working on the turtle room. I do not like this room on the best of days.
And I think you're right. I think Boo is going to... Oh, no, maybe not. I was going to say, it looked like he might be headed down to the Desert Palace. And actually, it looks like he might be.
Oh, a pretty god pattern for Rambler there to deal with Helmasaur. Wow. You can't ask for a better setup than that.
You can tell he's practiced these fights quite a bit.
Yep. It just, you know, given the setup, if you have the skills, those become super easy. And Boo not even checking Bombos, which I think is the smart move. And I'm wondering if he's just going to rush Ledge once he gets out, just in case.
Meanwhile, Rambler heading back in and is going to finish up Eastern Palace real quick here.
It's important to note that Boo is going to speed through Helmasaur a little bit faster with the Silver Arrows, going to speed through Armos Knights faster than Rambler. So there is a lot of time that Boo can make up because he has those Silver Arrows.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. It is going to give him a bit of an advantage on some of these. Now, granted, Rambler has shown that he's got quite a bit of skill on these, and while he's not making the bosses that he's getting through non-trivial, Boo will be able to make up a little bit of time there.
And, you know, making the call straight to Desert has also probably gained him, I'd say, 3 to 5 minutes at this point.
Yeah, because then he will be able to then, well, yeah, exactly. You're right.
I think he might go straight to Pod, clear that, and then clear Eastern without going up Death Mountain yet, which is not a terrible idea. Because the only thing we found up there was the flute, and that got us Hammer, but that's about it. And flute. Or flute got us Hammer, yes. Oh, that is right. He does need Hammer for Pod.
Right.
And of course, if it is a pedestal seed, then, you know, nothing is gained. Rambler saying screw NMG strats.
Just finds the big 20 on the Armos Knights. And it looks like Boo is going to go ahead, even though he's got the bow, he is going to go ahead and finish Tower of Harry. He's actually going to, Tower of Harry, he's going to finish Desert Palace. He's going to be able to finish up the Landmolus fight even faster than Rambler did because he has the silvers.
And it's just to check that second item, which was not anything of consequence.
Rambler picking up some more potion there. Again, given the way this seed has been, I do not blame him one bit.
And especially since we have money coming out of every single pocket. I think Rambler is making his way to check Pedestal to see is he on the right path to go clear Swamp.
All right, chat, here we go. It's
this is the time, chat.
It's the moment of truth.
Is Bubu forgetting he has silver arrows? I think he is. Or the bow, at least. I had a seed with the flute on Pedestal, and it's, you know, the duck call. Oh.
Just 3 bombs.
That seed is dead. Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, chat. As for Bubu and the Landmolus fight, it is possible that I know that for myself, it took me a long time to get comfortable doing the Landmolus fight with the silver arrows. So it's possible that maybe he's just not comfortable with it.
It may slow things down. So, you know, I think he's just trying to make up as much time as possible. Because if you're Bubu, I think you are in really bad shape from a time perspective with all that lost time early on. So,
right.
And Rambler with a hammer being able to check that final item in Thieves Town.
And looks like Bubu is going to finally make his way up to Death Mountain, and he'll be, well, pleased to get the flute at least.
If something key like Quake or Bombos is in this hammer peg chest, that could be really bad for Bubu at this point. Because I don't know how much he's going to remember about coming back to Thieves Town when it was in a bit of a furious rage checking things. But Rambler is most likely not even going to touch Swamp at any point in this race, which means Bubu has silver arrow advantage. And chat, I do agree that it's not enough to make up the difference, but, you know, a couple of mistakes or missteps here and there, and Bubu can make up a large amount of time. So it is still anyone's race. It's heavily weighted, but it is still anyone's race. Until we have everyone or someone in go mode, yeah. Also, let's give a big follow to these racers. They're doing a great job tonight and putting on a great piece of entertainment for all of you. So their links will be in chat.
I also want to thank Yoinker's wife, who is our tracker for this evening, and Cyclone, who is handling restreaming.
Two great individuals who do a lot for this tournament, and thank you so much to both of them. It's a pleasure working with both of them at all times. So, Bubu making his way into his coffee, or into finding the big key and making his way up Hera. And 543 bits from Quicklear. Thank you so much.
Yeah, there is quite a bit of game left to go. There's a lot of chests that can still be checked. So we can't write off either runner yet at this point. Although as it stands right now, yeah, Rambler definitely has the advantage just in terms of progression at this point.
Indeed. We do have some fun dungeons still ahead, such as Turtle Rock and Ice Palace, but we'll see. And it looks like just a little bit of money in the big chest.
It'll be interesting to see. Do you think Bubu will make a second dip down into Thieves Town to check that chest?
I think he's going to make progression, and if he has to come back, he will. I don't think he's going to make a journey down there for it.
That's probably the smart thing. Oh, and we got another bounce back on Bubu's side for Trolldorm.
If a Ganem is the geometry wizard, I feel Trolldorm is the anti-geometry wizard. Just throwing things everywhere. Ooh, and Rambler dropping his Caneburna early, but recovering.
And we have sync map drops.
So I think with Titan's Mitts, we're going to see Rambler actually make a check to do Blacksmith and probably Purple Chest and all the absolutely fun World Tour checks at this point.
Yeah, I agree. This would be the apropos time to do that.
And also Hammer Pegs. And, you know, these racers are doing fantastic with this seed, despite how not pleasant it is. And Bubu setting up his coffee break quite effectively. Yep, the quadruple check, which is a bit of a rare check at this.
All right, and looks like Bubu is going to move. Oh, nope, can't yet. Although he's going to drop down and then move over to Paradox Cave and check the.
Ooh.
What was that?
Tempered Sword. We have some bacon. And to chat, there's not anything for Bubu really to gamble on. It's there, as chat, the rest of chat is saying. So, I think I could see Swamp, or well, he might check Swamp for chest, but I think Ice is probably the next best call.
I think he is going to check Swamp though.
And our Titan Mitt find and Mushroom from Bubu, so hopefully he goes straight into Super Bunny to get his flute. Or to hookshot for flute.
Or not. Oh, you know what? He's going to go check Pyramid Fairy.
Ah, that is right. With the way this race has been, that is a good check. Now don't jump off the ledge. But he does have the shortcut with the mirror. Thank you, Aga. Don't stand so close to me. I love that that bomb does no damage. Ooh!
Red mail and shield.
You know, it's the painted red room.
I think Rambler is going to go up and check catfish now.
Interesting. I don't know if there's any urge to go check catfish at this point. Like, I look at it as I've got a couple of dungeons I can do Ice Palace, I can check Swamp. Those are better calls than making the trek up to catfish, I feel.
That said, there are still 2 medallions that need to be found.
Very true. Vanilla Quake?
Yep.
Vanilla Quake! So now we have Ice and Turtle Rock accessible. And here's our Ice Palace check. I think now Rambler has 2 good dungeons with 5 and 3 items, so 8 available to check. That this is he's going to do this and then Turtle Rock.
Bubu picking up his flute. He's going to mirror back and then
A good old S&Q.
Save and quit and finally get his Mire access, and hopefully he'll take it over and check Checkerboard Cave.
Nice find right off the bat in Ice Palace, so not big and nasty loops that you'd have to do to check that big chest. Since I think Rambler's going to do a full clear, do you think he's... I can see the bomb jump coming, but I don't see it as being necessary.
Yeah, considering Bombos is definitely still required, he's going to want to check as much as he can here, and he still has not found the silvers yet. You know, I mean, we know they're in Swamp Palace, but he's probably going to still be looking for them. Although now that he has the Tempered Sword, that'll probably that might be a little bit less than
it's going to be
than without.
If I find it, it's nice.
Yeah.
And he is not doing the bomb jump tonight because he does go for the full clear.
And the Sanctuary Heart was the mushroom turn-in item. Now this will be nice. He'll be able to check the big key chest without having to make a second trip up here.
Exactly.
Although I'm not quite sure what he's doing here. Oh, he's checking the other side. Yeah, yeah. I've forgotten this this particular route so many times it's not even funny. And Bubu making his way over to a Checkerboard Cave and is going to be pleased to get his hammer.
And there was much rejoicing. Yay.
Yay.
But we do not have any minstrels to eat. Sorry, guys.
And unfortunately, Bubu is going to go back up and check the big chest in Thieves Town and be somewhat
Yep.
disappointed.
The time it hurts. And we're gonna get an iced tea check.
Actually, maybe Bubu isn't going to jump back into Thieves Town.
He's gonna get that mail upgrade.
If the Red Guard will leave him alone.
Oh.
Yeah, that is one of the more frustrating aspects of an Agaseed, is that it makes your overworld traversing much more treacherous, especially if you don't have a lot in terms of protection early on.
Indeed, it does. You know, you get what are they? Gleeoks up on Death Mountain. More guards everywhere.
And more difficult guards, because you might find green ones in one place, but they're replaced by the blue and red ones later.
Yes. I think we're gonna find Bombos in Turtle Rock on the laser bridge.
I think that's probably a fair guess.
A good start to NMG strats from Rambler there.
Getting trolled slightly by the falling ice, but otherwise a very good fight.
Ooh, Mirror Shield. I'm totally calling Laser Bridge now.
Yeah, I would tend to agree on that.
For Laser Bridge to the Mirror Shield is something that does get treated by the logic to be needed to go through Laser Bridge. I don't think that was English. I apologize, it's late.
You were saying the Mirror Shield or the cane or the cape are required for Laser Bridge?
Yes, you need some sort of immunity or the shield. We have all three. Zoom, zoom, zoom by Rambler. Ooh, Spike A check. I like this play.
Oops. Bubu forgetting you can't dash with the purple chest.
Good old Gary's lunchbox. That, I think, was the Sanctuary Heart. Possibly.
Okay, interesting.
That was a full heal off of that. I think the one in the Witch's Hut just used the what's it called? The witch to heal up right afterwards.
You're right. I got a little confused on that.
So this is not a pleasant seed. It is not a fast seed. And we'll note that we are at 1 hour 40 minutes, and we still do not have go mode. Go mode at this point is Bombos. Of course, chat lost their pedestal, so now they're calling for left side swamp.
Which is a distinct possibility. And actually, some of them were calling for some of this stuff in this later in the swamp as well already, so... Twitch chat can be quite sadistic at times, but you know who you are.
Exactly. It's for the entertainment. They are doing this for the people, so... So if you're a Rambler and you see the time you're at and see what you're doing, what are you thinking at this point?
I think, given how bottlenecked this seed has been, I think he's probably thinking he's in a decent position if it's not close. He's got 2 crystals left, and he's already ready to do one of them. I can't see him stressing too much, but I mean, at this is the point in the race where, you know, everybody just starts looking at the clock and watching that the chat window to see, you know, just where your opponent is.
Yep, every couple of rooms you look over, has he completed yet? Oh, okay, we're good. Keep on going. Keep pushing.
It does get a bit nerve-wracking and a bit distracting.
It does.
Yeah.
But one of the things that is absolutely fantastic about this, for anyone in chat who does not actually play, there is, at about the hour 30 mark, if you are not done and you have no indication your opponent is done, the adrenaline just is a constant increase until someone hits done.
Yeah, it does definitely, your heart rate does get pretty high up. My first race last week ended up in a tie, and I can tell you the last half hour, I was just, my heart was thumping. I was like, am I actually going to win one? As it turns out, because we tied, we had to rematch, and I ended up getting just some really bad luck on the rematch seed. So yeah.
Finishing within 3 seconds of each other, that is insanely close, and I applaud you on that. That is a close race.
Yeah, it was not my finest hour because there were some choices I made towards the end of it that just did not pan out, and actually my opponent did something similar where I think we both went into the Ganon fight with very little in terms of very little in terms of health, and I had a potion but ended up not using it, and they ended up having to farm for hearts, and it just worked out that we finished with, like, literally it was 3 seconds apart.
Wow. My race last week was a silverless fight, and if you want adrenaline, doing a silverless race where you have not seen your opponent complete yet is absolutely nerve-wracking, because you're trying not to fall, trying to land those hits, and hoping he hasn't found the silver arrows and is beating you. Boo-boo, stream. Boo-boo, no. And Rambler going to do the Mimic Cave check. I love some of the items I've seen on Mimic Cave, like I've seen Lantern in Mimic Cave.
Yeah, I will echo the sentiments to anybody who is interested in, eventually running this. Speedruns Live actually does daily.
Ooh.
Oh, and Bombos is in the Mimic Cave. Okay, so at 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 30 seconds, Rambler is in go mode.
Yeah, I think where you were at is we do daily and weekly races. Come out and try. It will not hurt just to go and do a race. We have a very supportive community on Discord where you can ask questions, ask for help, practice. There are a ton of great resources for you here.
Yeah, and I mean, I only just got into the randomizer community probably back in December of last year, and I've just been having a blast with all of it. I mean, I've lost all 5 of my matches in this tournament, and I've still just been having an absolute blast. So you can go to Speedruns Live. They have daily ones that you can participate in. There's also casual ones that you can participate on if you go to the Reddit, the subreddit, which is, I believe, just ALTTPR.
Yes.
Again, plenty of people there who are willing to help and give you advice on what you need to do to finish, to improve your game. It's a lot of fun, and I definitely encourage anyone who finds this even the least bit interesting to give it a try.
Indeed. I got started casually by watching, I think it was Ryukar do a random race in July of last year. Casually played a couple and started regularly running the daily/weeklies in about December of last year. So again, new to it, and I am 2 and 3 so far. So we'll see how this week goes. Looks to be a good matchup for myself, but all the matches are great, and just it's a fun time. It is such a huge and supportive community.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The first thing that I saw that got me interested in it was the showcase race at Summer Games Done Quick last year. Sorry, it was Awesome Games Done Quick this year. So
in January, the Andy versus Christos race that was down to like a minute.
Yes.
And it was swordless, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that was correct. I'd started playing it a little bit, but it really got my interest when I watched that race. That was fun.
And a really, really nice, clean Trinex kill from Rambler there.
Yes, well done for him. He is going to have to go into Mire to get his final crystal. I don't think he's going to dip in. He is going to be doing this silverless because I do not see him going into Swamp Palace.
I would not touch that with a 1,000-foot pole at this point as Rambler. You're at 148, doing your last dungeon. You go. This is go, 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 go. You check convenient chests, and that's it. And interestingly enough, I'm wondering if we'll see Rambler try some of the new tech that was discovered literally today in Mire.
Yes, that will be interesting to see. I was blown away by it. For those who aren't aware, a new strat was found that saves you having to go into a room in the run-up to the boss in Misery Mire, where you have to hit a switch to get through a room. It involves dashing with the fire rod, placing a Samaria block, and then dashing with the fire rod. I still don't completely understand it myself, but it is an amazing piece of tech, and will be interesting to see if Rambler uses it.
So it's not, I don't think the Samaria is necessary for it. I think it's just the fire rod dash. Is in that room with the orange bricks on the right and the blue on the left. If you stand where the orange bricks are, fire the fire rod at the bottom left blue brick, and dash up at the same time, When the fire hits the blue brick, it's treated as still being there, and it scrolls the screen up somewhat, and that lingering fire triggers the switch as if it's in the next room, and lets you travel. And it can be done in the next room as well to trigger the switch going up to Vitreous.
Right.
So it will be more of an NMG strat by and far, but I expect to see it pulled at least in Rando when you have the boots available.
And I want to give a quick thank you to Nybrox. I hope I'm saying that right, for doing a good job of keeping track of just how the progression has been on this seed. You posted it in chat just a couple of minutes ago, and that is very helpful for anybody who's interested to see just how this seed played out.
This has been the fetch quest of fetch quests. And here's the room to set it up in.
And it looks like he's going to try it.
And didn't get it, so he's just going to keep on moving on. I was at work this morning when that came in, and my Discord just blew up, and I'm like, what is going on? And little vitreous slings dropping down through the ceiling.
Oh, is that what those are?
Yep. Or at least that's what I expect them to be, seeing as vitreous is the floor above. No silver arrow, so we're going to see cape dash strats with half magic. I don't expect it any other way.
I had actually never seen that particular strat before, so that was actually very interesting.
And 7 arrows straight into that giant eyeball to claim our last crystal. And with that, everyone, is the greatest game on Earth. Guess where Ganon's big key is at. There are 22 chests in Ganon's tower. If you are a subscriber to any of the speed gaming channels or have donated 250 bits, you are entered into a chance to be on the leaderboard. So let's get your guesses in chat now. What do you think the big key is going to be found at?
Well, ordinarily I would go for tile room, but I actually just watched a race a little bit ago that had the big key in the tile room, so I'm gonna say 7.
So my standard guess is always 5, but I go right, so I expect it to be in the 4 chest room on the right side. Also, Dragon Mother K guessing 16 factorial. I don't think there are that many chests in this game. Unexpected factorials.
I don't think there are even 5 factorial.
Yeah. 5 is 120. There are 200.
Oh, so 6 factorial is, yeah, too much.
Link to the Past Randomizer. Random math knowledge.
And I should know that, too. I should have known that.
I'm a mathematician by trade, so I'm glad that I actually know it. A66. There we go. That many chests to check.
I was going to say, somebody said Graham's number, and I was going to say tree 3, but somebody beat me to it in chat.
Or, you know, 4, up, 4. Let's see what big numbers we can get.
Or we could go 4d6 drop low.
Mm-hmm. That's a fun one. It cuts a few chests, though, but... There is still one more race tonight at 10 or midnight EDT. I'm just checking what channel it's on. So, first two chests was a bottle and something. I did not see what that second item was. So we have Infested Frogman versus Zelness on Speed Gaming 2 tonight. And if you want another mathematician / computer scientist, Dr. Bob is commentating that, and he is a great listen. And 3 had nothing, 4 had the 20, 5, small key. 6 is butter. So we're at 7 keys now.
And number 8's coming up here. And
5
just
rupees.
a big blue.
I'm not sure of what Dr. Bob's credentials are, but I do know, I think it was Dr. Bob I was talking about from a comp sci perspective. I could be completely wrong, which I usually am. And Bubu doing checks on the overworld at this point, hoping to find his key item.
9 is the small key.
Into the randomizer room. I think he is in comp sci, from what I was talking to him about. Him and I were discussing AI implementations of logic in something like this.
And chests 10 through 13 are no good.
So, anyone in the back half of guess, these are starting to look good. Nice, use the blue beetle for damage boost over the portal. I have to admit, it wasn't until Randomizer that I learned you can do that dash bonk. Oh, Boo-Boo, no, don't go into swamp. Oh, Boo-Boo. Bob's chest has nothing for us. Number 14 is out. Right out. Armos on ice. I like the slightly artificial difficulty on these bosses they add. 15 is the big key.
15 is the winner.
That is correct. I think Quake was in Ice Palace, if I'm not mistaken. Or sorry, yeah, Quake was Vanilla Quake. The risky play up to Catfish.
And now Rambler making quick work of the gauntlet enemies with the butter sword.
Beautifully done room there. Quick health refill.
Yeah, to answer a question in chat, both runners are playing the same randomizer. They're given the same seed. They're given a download link to get the seed, and it's both the same. And you'll see it when they first start that they have the same hash.
And Rambler electing to use the butter sword, which is slightly faster than every other strat for Landmolas.
Making quick work of the whiz robes there.
I love seeing that execution every single time. It is such an elegant room. Rambler with probably one cycle with the lantern here. If not, he is out of magic. And he makes it, and probably going to go grab that full magic pot. And unfortunately, Bubu's not going to find anything interesting in the back of Swamp. We know where everything you could want at this point is. Poor guy.
No, I don't think Bubu did check the pedestal, so he's probably going... You're right, he may be gearing up for a blind check.
Hey, if he thinks he's behind and this is his gamble, then we know it's not going to pay off, but it's not a bad gamble the way the seed has gone.
Yeah, this has been just a crazy seed.
And Geometry Wizard has joined the battle. There's a single. Nice double.
Oh, a single and the blue balls.
Another single. Puts us at 5. And there's number 6. And Rambler being worried, you know, totally checking that clock every chance he gets right now. But Butter Sword Silverless, I think he isn't going to be terribly upset about that.
Meanwhile, Bubu's going to go check Pyramid Fairy. And
good use of the hook shot on that second attack, at least. And abusing the cape glitch. How nice. Smart move. So, for those who don't know, if you are using the cape and are holding onto a wall, it will not consume magic. It has some great uses like tile room. Oh, and no torch glitch. There's 2, 3. Playing it safe and staying away from Ganon there.
Yeah, the trying to relight the torches when Ganon is on the bottom there is one of the more treacherous things to do in this fight.
Or fire bats flying at you.
Well, because of the fire bats flying at you.
Yep. Oh, whew. I think we've got one more hit left. Oh, I miscounted. And our blind ped pull. Taking our safety potion. And there we go. Now we wait for Rambler to walk through that door. It has happened where racers have walked off the edge. So it's very important we do not stop the timer until you go through that door.
Yes, I've done that myself. And Rambler finishes with an official Speed Racing TV time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 17 seconds.
Let's get some GGs in chat for that. Well done, Rambler. Let's see if we can get him in here to talk about that. GG, Rambler.
GG's.
Well, that was a race. What do you think of that?
I mean, the fact that early game was pretty much as linear as you can possibly get. Hold on, I just brought up the stream. Yeah, the fact that the early game was as linear as it could possibly be with you know, everything I did was pretty much required until you got the Titan Smiths.
Exactly, and there was a little bit of divergence there, but even then, it was still quite linear. And I think one of the biggest challenges Bubu had in this race was not getting a lucky bomb drop on escape and leaving it for quite a while.
Oh yeah, because Hookshot was there and he had no access to it until he got into Desert Palace, which is nuts.
Yeah, that really is what set him back, unfortunately.
And he's been playing at a deficit ever since, and just did a blind ped pull. So
yeah, you got those 3 bombs, huh?
Yep. And the one thing he's missing now is probably the most out of the way check, i.e. Catfish.
Oh yeah, I see now he's missing both Bombos and Quake, which it was funny because I was going through and I was like, when I found the flute, and I was like, "This is gonna be a hammer go mode, isn't it?" And then I went and saw, I was like, "Oh, never mind, I'm gonna need medallions." It was almost hammer go mode.
So how did you feel you executed that seed?
Other than the deaths, I thought my execution actually today was really good.
You know, we were watching your boss kills, and they were just spot on, almost as nice as could be. They were just really, really well done.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Good night. I've been improving on in my play was the execution, the combat. In this scenario, the seed. I mean, I checked everything but swamp, so I mean, nothing you can do. There's going to be a 2-hour seed for almost anybody, unless you happen to go to Quake like as soon. If you happen to go to Catfish as soon as possible.
I want to cut in here real quick. Bubu has officially thrown in the towel.
Yeah, he never made it to Catfish, huh?
Yeah.
Let's get him in here. Hey, Boo Boo. GG.
GG, Boo Boo.
Yeah,
Hello?
good game. Hello?
Hello. Well, that was a seed and a half.
Yeah, it sure was.
So, what are your thoughts on that seed?
I mean, it really wasn't too bad. I just made a lot of mistakes and threw myself off. I couldn't find a way to get into West Dark World because I didn't realize that you could go back through escape to get the back of escape. And then after that, I just forgot everything I did know about the game, which made it a little difficult to play, but oh well.
We were saying we've all been there. You know, every single person who's played this randomizer has had those moments where you get frustrated, forget things, do not remember where items could be. And just so you know, the item you were looking for was Quake in vanilla location with catfish.
Oh man, right when I got into Dark World, I tried to go up to catfish, but didn't have gloves.
Yeah, we saw you headed up there at that one point, and we were wondering, and I was wondering if you were going to try to go up there, and I realized that you weren't able to. But yeah, that was just a crazy scene, and not getting the bombs in you know the opening section just really was just seemed to be the death knell, like right off the bat.
Yeah, Rambler, did you get them? Did you get bombs in the escape?
Yeah, I farmed some magic the room before the snakes, and in the big snake room, I just activated the Cane of Burna and got an 8-drop there.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, and Bombos for Meyer was actually in a Mimic Cave, so you needed Quake to get the Bombos.
Okay, that's what I figured. One would lead to the other.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't check in the entire game was Swamp Palace, because I got Quake in the next last overworld spot. The only other place I didn't check in the overworld was Spike Cave. And then once I got Quake, I was like, all right, let me do Ice now. And if Bombos was there, I'm good to go. I could do Meyer then, but then it wasn't there. I was like, all right, let me do Spike Cave and Turtle Rock now. I don't want to go into Swamp. Swamp was, once I found out Pedestal wasn't required, Swamp was not on the table for me. I was never going in Swamp.
And the silver arrows were in the first available chest in Swamp.
And that's funny because I might have checked that looking for hammer, like before I found the hammer.
Yeah, I did do that because I thought I was out of locations. I can't remember what I'd forgotten at that point, but I went and checked, and
yeah, at least I had the butter sword for Ganon, and that made the silverless fight a little smoother. I missed Torch Glitch, but because I had half magic in a bottle, I wasn't worried too much. Yeah, you had Vanilla Quake and Vanilla Power Glove. I never see Vanilla Power Glove in a randomizer before, especially that late in the seed.
Yeah, that was it. You know, it was hype Desert Palace tonight.
What was the other one? What did Landmalls have?
Landmalls didn't have.
Landmalls didn't have. Oh, but the bow was on the ledge. That's
yes.
Right. I didn't. I forgot. I was going to check the ledge when I went to Agina's Cave before going up to Aghanim. I almost gambled Aghanim before going to Agina's Cave because that cape in Sarhashula's hut screamed Aghanim to me.
Yeah, I was calling Aga pretty early just based on the items. I think I would have made the same checks as you guys just based on, you know, you want to avoid Aghanim at all costs, but...
I even decided to logic break just in case because I did the entire fake flipper sequence, and of course the item that we needed to progress was the flippers.
This was a serious fetch quest seed.
yeah, it sure was.
Yeah, a lot of bottlenecks, and it was a very interesting seed.
Yeah, very exciting. I thoroughly enjoyed commentating it and was glad I could be here for it. So, do you guys have anything else you'd like to say about the tournament, how this went, anything else?
Well, I'm ready for not playing a tournament race for 2 weeks, so that's good. That's part of the reason why I want to get it out of the way early, and because I know Boo Boo said he has starting a new job, so good luck to him on that.
Well, congratulations, Boo Boo.
time for me to go to bed. Thanks for commenting, guys. I'll be sure to be watching this back soon. I want to see you guys' reactions to some of the things that happened there, because that was something else.
It really was. Hopefully you guys enjoy the VOD. So if there's nothing else, you know, there's a ton more randomizer going on. As I said, on Speed Gaming 2, there's a race going on right now. We'll see more this week and next week for week 6. So it'll be a little bit more spread out. There's also RPG Limit Break going on right now. Feel free to drop in and check that out, because we've got some racers participating there. And again, thank you so much to everyone who participates and makes this happening. To the racers, to the trackers, to our restreamers. So, you know, thanks to Yoinker's wife for tracking and Cyclone for restreaming. Again, thanks to Bubu and Rambler and the great job that they did. And a big thank you to my partner, High Def Low Main, tonight. Yeah,
it was great to work with you again tonight. So yeah, keep watching, keep checking it out, and the links for the schedule of upcoming races just got posted in chat a couple of minutes ago, so you should be able to get it. Keep watching, and thanks for tuning in.
Have a good night, everyone.